Hey everyone, welcome to a very special episode of Be Our Guest. Today is our 50th episode and our 1-year anniversary of the beginning of Be Our Guest. I am so proud of our Live and in Color team and for all the amazing work they have done over this past year. Not only have we featured 103 different guests on this show, but we've also produced 2 24-hour play festivals, commissioned over 60 writers, developed 4 different new shows, a music video, and raised money to continue paying our artists during this time. It's really kind of miraculous. Before we begin, I have some exciting news. Live and in Color is planning to be back in person very, very soon. So join us at our outdoor musical garden party Sunday, July 11th at the Bingham Camp in Salem, Connecticut. It will be benefiting Live and in Color. Reserve your tickets now at liveandincolor.org. And in the meantime, we are kicking off our month of giving leading up to the event. Right now, through July 11th, your gift of any amount will be doubled thanks to a generous sponsor from Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. Help us reach our $10,000 goal by going to liveandincolor.org to donate today. And lastly, tune in to Be Our Guest next week when I talk to inspiring actor, activist, and public speaker, Sami Noor Yunus Figueiredo. It's going to be an amazing conversation. And for today, join me as we take a look back at some of our favorite moments from Be Our Guests, as well as special clips from Live and in Color's other projects that sprouted during the pandemic. Grab a cocktail, leave your comments, and help me wish Be Our Guest a very happy birthday. Welcome the incomparable BD Wong.
Yay, this is working.
It's working. Technology works, right? Cheers.
Cheers.
Survived. We have survived. There's a song called that.
Things are looking up, right? I think things are, we might be able to hug each other all very soon.
Theater sort of found me because my parents, being I had sort of a tiger mom who was very adamant about academics, and she, she was like, Telly, you have to study hard, so no cartoons after school. You only can watch PBS because it's educational. So I did. I studied hard, and when I was done with my homework, I could watch PBS as a kid. Well, so I watched a lot of Sesame Street, our dear friend Alan. I watched a lot of 3-2-1 Contact and Square One, but also I also watched great performances. And the first Broadway show I ever saw was Into the Woods.
Wow!
That original company. And I remember being 8 years old and watching PBS because it was the only thing I was allowed to watch, and not understanding what was going on. I was like, I know these characters because I've read Little Red Riding Hood and I've read Cinderella, and I've read Jack and the Beanstalk, but they're singing. These songs are funny. They're landing jokes. Wait, this is live? Like, where is this? Like, at 8 years old, my curiosity was sparked. Also, that I just knew I loved it at that age. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know that was musical theater, and I always said that that was my moment where I found religion, and
Sure.
My version of God was Stephen Sondheim. That's all it was,
Well, as a child, my mother used to take us. She would pack me and my girlfriends into her car, and we would go down to, there's a black theater in Philadelphia called Freedom Theater. Mm-hmm. And for my birthday, once a year, we would, wear our pajamas and we would all go. It's so funny now, the Philadelphia accent's coming out, pajamas. But we would wear our pajamas and we would go down and watch theater, and she would arrange a special talk back for me and the girls. So it was, it's just natural, I think, that I ended up here.
Legend has it that an early workshop of Avenue Q, there you are in Avenue Q, one of the creatives asked, does anyone know an Asian actress? And then you were cast. Tell us that story. And is that true?
Oh, well, this is true. This is from the BMI, the BMI workshop where all the writers get together and show their material to each other, basically, right?
Yeah.
And Amanda Green, who I had gone to college with, was at the BMI workshop class with Bobby Lopez and Jeff Marks. And they were like, we need an Asian actress. She was like, I went to college with somebody. Okay, here's her phone number. Like, it was like that.
Wow.
And so they called me. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing anything, you know? So I went in, and that's it. That's all there ever was. I never let anybody play that part but me.
And
once I had got my fingers on it, you know.
So West Side Story was the first show to require dancers to both not only dance but sing and act, which was new. It was also revolutionary in terms of Hispanic representation on Broadway. Can you talk about what it was like to be part of that historic moment?
Well, we were so involved with work.
Yeah.
That we did not realize, I don't think, I can certainly only speak for myself, I did not realize the impact of that Shakespearean theme, because it was written, it was Romeo and Juliet turned into West Side Story, the modern day at that time West Side Story, and so we were very, very excited about just being there. The excitement of the words, Arthur Lawrence's words, the relationships between the Jets, who were at that time in that version, which was the very first, white, and ours was Latin, and it was thrilling to be able to be those people, even though I was not aware at that time at the beginning that we were actually in it. You know, we were actually in it. The creators were the smart ones that knew who to hire, knew what they wanted. I didn't know that I was hired because I was Puerto Rican.
Interesting.
You know? Yeah, I had no idea. It was a job to me. It was work to me. That's the way I think. I am extremely proud of who I am, and where my family comes from. But I think we are a human race first. And then we make this beautiful potpourri of color, which is why I love the title of your foundation.
Oh, thank you. Well, you know, that's exactly what you said, what we're trying to put forward.
Gee, sorry to keep you. So good to see you. How are you?
I've been here. Didn't you see me waiting? I've been here.
Oh, so sorry. I must not have seen you there, but here you are. Let's get started. Thank you both for agreeing to meet so quickly.
Well, first of all, I want to ask, what's the rush to meet if we have a year to file the insurance claim?
Oh, yes.
Spell you cast, not just on children. Before it's too late. Sometimes the spell may last past what you can see. For 7 or 8 and turn against you.
Our mission at Live and in Color is to connect diverse communities to create new stage works. What does having an inclusive working environment mean to you?
A couple years ago, I did a reading at a predominantly white institution, and everyone was lovely. Like, it was really nice, and there was me and one other woman of color in the cast, and it was just like really. We both had like this experience of where I felt like everybody was like, "What are they doing?" You know, and it was like, and I was like, you know, it's one thing to be invited, and it's another thing to be welcomed, and so I really kept that with me since that experience of being like, how can I make sure that everyone is welcomed? And one of the things that I feel very strongly about as someone who has like this much power, as a writer, that's the other thing about being a writer. I feel like slightly more powerful than being an actor, which is like not really very powerful. But anyway, but my thing as a writer is like, I don't want anybody in my room who isn't being paid. And I think that has made a big difference in terms of just the environment, because I think there is a really weird and unpleasant iniquity that happens in a lot of theatrical situations in which you have like some people who are getting paid and some people who aren't, but everybody's like giving their all. And I feel really uncomfortable with that. I don't like it. And at the same time, I also feel like everyone must, like, that wouldn't be better if everyone was not paid. I want everybody to be paid something. I think there's a bigger difference between $0 and $10 than 10 and 20. And so I think like everybody should get something. That's been like a guiding thought for me.
Or you want to somehow have more BIPOCs represented, ask them to write your shows. Get behind a creative team that is diverse. They're going to attract the most authentic, vibrant, juicy cast. And those are going to be stories worth watching, instead of trying to, put a lot of these old-fashioned musicals into like a yoga position that just hasn't been invented yet.
For me, an inclusive space is one where every lived experience is celebrated, where the material that is chosen, the material that is created, is diverse in thought and imagination and lived experience, and everyone values it, which means we have to really be willing to dismantle some of the ideas that have been put on us through the systems around us, right? So that we understand that other people's value and their lived experiences are equal to mine. And when we start to think that way and be curious about other people's experiences and do the work and not expect other people to do that work for us, to be hungry for that, then we can start to move towards what is a more inclusive space.
At some point, I realized that things were not going to be as easy as I might dream they would be. And therefore, the only way out of that was to try to be somehow a part of any change that would happen. And not even really in any kind of high-minded or activist kind of way, just as a survival. Like, well, if you want to work, then you have to do something about the fact that it's not acceptable.
The first director and the first musical director I ever worked with, they were women. So I thought, I guess all directors and musical directors are women. So it's kind of, if you see it, you can be it. And you probably think that that's just how it is for everybody. I mean, even the first conductor I ever worked with was a woman. So to be that lucky and to be in that room as that is happening, it's like, wow, these are role models in what I discovered was actually a male-dominated industry. So to have your first, to have your theater cherry popped by women, it's like our director, choreographer, musical director, conductor, leading lady. It's like, how much better does it get?
Morning after I won Miss America, the conversation that was happening in India was, is Miss America too dark to be Miss India? And so this is just something that's deeply seated in our culture. And finally, I feel like people are having the conversation and ready to listen.
There's so much to talk about this. There's so many layers to this. But the first thing that I have been really wanting to see more of are BIPOC producers and creative teams. That to me is where it starts, because I think we were starting, Angel was starting to hit on this earlier. If you just hire, BIPOC performers, I'm stumbling over the word because I don't want to say puppets. we're not, I think if we want to be,
we're the least empowered people in the room.
Yes.
The actors are.
Yeah. We're here to kind of realize, we get the FaceTime, but we're there to realize the creative ideas of other people. So to me, it's really about getting BIPOC directors, producers, writers, designers.
Yeah.
What we need to do is mentor those people. And part of it is like, they may not even know that music contracting is a thing, that there is a role of somebody who puts the bands together. And that's a really cool thing to do. And somebody may, a young kid of color may not realize that that's an option for him, her, or them, And so it starts there.
Well, I never really thought I could be a main role in theater, so I don't really have a dream role.
Well, I'll tell you, you definitely can be a lead in a show. You can be the star of a show, so you need to think about that.
That's what you did, that's what you done, that's what you're doing. That's what you did, that's what you did, that's what you done, that's what you're doing. That's what you did. Though the work can be diminished, the time is now, and the toughest miles have just begun.
Jacob Lieberman, I sat by you our freshman year in study hall. We shared our notes, do you recall?
No,
Since that day I've hid a portion of my face, cut my bangs, and still I strive to fill this space, to conform to your outrageous beauty norms. I hate my hairline and I learned it all from you, but I forgive you and release myself to
There's someone here who might recognize from the show who wants to say hello. Film, voice of Mother Gothel Entangled, and two-time Tony winner for her roles in Passion and The King and I.
Oh my God.
Hi, honey.
Hi, my angel, my darling.
Mind if we bring him on?
What up, bitch?
It's award-winning actor, writer, producer, and filmmaker Dominique Colon from shows like Orange is the New Black and Mr. Robot. Dominic, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
How dare you?
Surprise. Surprise.
No.
Yo, what up? Mabuhay! Welcome to Spa Millennium. I'll be your DJ spinning your favorite island Christmas jams. Now, as is Filipino tradition, this is a karaoke sing-along. What do you say? You don't know the words? Don't worry, Santa Claus has come early this year and dropped a true holiday diva to lead us from the disco floor. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the one, the only, the fabulous Lorna Gonzalez!
Hello, it's me. All the way from the Philippines.
Did you see the video that Seth had of the three of us?
That is the three of us demonstrating the choreography for the first time to our three leading ladies.
Wow.
That's right. This is the best part. Look. Isn't that great? Look.
Oh, it's so crazy, right?
Oh. I know who you're talking about.
It's Jaime, but he's not coming up. Jaime, are you there?
He always likes to make an entrance.
I know.
Hello. How are you all?
Good. We can hear you, but we can't see you. Oh, there you are.
There he is. Bye,
Hi,
I just was trying to make an entrance, yeah.
And just for that moment, everything was clear. You were the one who would listen. No matter the friction, nothing was hidden. You were the light in the room, the glue that kept it all from falling apart. You say something smart that you knew would cut through all the gloom.
want to toast Larry Kramer?
Yes.
Yes. Just
Yes.
So Larry Kramer, amazing playwright, groundbreaking, historic.
Really.
Yeah. Very,
It does
very
not get better than him, man. That was just a magnificent human being.
Yeah. So
To Mr. Kramer.
Christopher, and to all of you out there, thank you for joining us. We will see you next week. Bye.
Oh, wait, let me go for my drink. It's right
There we go.
here.
Yes. Here's to all the theater doers and makers who are crazy like we are. And, here's to the future of our world and to staying healthy and staying inspired and creative.
Fantastic. Cheers.
Thank you.
Stay home, stay healthy, and wear your damn mask.
Here, here.
To the best Wednesday ever. Because really all we have is this moment, and it's really just having everyone find, how dare you not tell me I was going to give a toast. Find what they love about musical theater and do that one thing today to progressing towards that dream that you love, whether it is finding out classes, taking a dance class, listening to a podcast. Just keep on moving forward, because it's not about what has happened in the past. It's about how can I keep on moving forward. So let's cheers to keep on moving forward.
Moving forward. Thank you.
This, it's to I think we all feel this, but it is really rare to have moments in your life that impact others so profoundly and that you hold so dear. And I think during this time of self-isolation and quarantine, I know that for myself, I've gotten so reflective on the things that matter and the people that matter. So I just want to thank you because I don't think I ever had a chance to, for all, not just your contributions creatively, but as teachers. I think people are brought into our lives for specific reasons, and I could go around robin and share what each of you has given me when we had this great moment together. So I'm just going to cheers to all of you for the love that you so openly shared, not with just each other, but with the world. And until we see each other again, which I hope will be very, very soon. I've always wanted to go to Wales. So Jared, I'm including you in this package. Cheers. Thank you, everyone.
I would like to toast, especially with everything that's happening in the news, I would like to toast justice. That at some point, we may not see it now, but I do feel like we will get it at some point. And that, I know John Lewis has an I've had a couple glasses of wine, so the quote about John Lewis's quote about justice is not going to come to me. But I do feel that I have faith in our country. I have faith in who we are as Americans. And to me, I feel like we will get to a better day. We will get to a better time. We have to be patient. We have to keep fighting. So to justice.
Justice, here, here.
Going steady, steady for good.